Yo, what is up, my gamers in Christ? How are we doing today? Today is the date of March 14th of 2026. We have quite a bit to get into. Whether it be the Iranian War, the Jeffrey Epstein files, or anything in between, we've got a lot to talk about. Especially as Trump is threatening Kharg Island. That's where a lot of Iranian oil infrastructure is, so it could be a very bad situation Donald Trump finds himself in. Excuse me. Just waking up. You guys already know the deal. Anyways, besides that, it should be a pretty typical episode today. I don't really see anything too different happening from normal morning stream. But anyways, last night, unfortunately, I got a little emotional, got a little deep with you guys, Not that that's a bad thing, I just, adjusting the sound. I just want to not really apologize, but I know it's not the best content for me to be gushing my soul out, so. But hey, I'm an honest person, and I'm a real person. People out here not showing their emotions, it just, I don't know, I feel like you, to a certain extent, have to. If you want to open up to, if you want to be a trusted source, you gotta have moments like that. Anyways, gang, we'll be getting started here soon. Just loading up a bowl of tobacco. Wink, nudge, nudge. But I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. Every day we make a little bit of ground in terms of whether it's subscribers, watch time. Every day we're improving, which is nice because originally when I started this channel it wasn't really growing as much, and that's just because I didn't really have the time I needed to put into it. But now that I do have the time I need to put into it, I'm really happy about the product, the type of content we're releasing now. And I'm very excited to release my first video. That will be a while from now, but I think, I've always wanted to use this platform to not just call, but bring light to bad actors. And the dude I'm making the video on is definitely one of these absolute scumbags that uses video game culture to hide his blatant anti-Semitism. And this dude has been anti-Semitic for at least the past decade, so I'm excited to expose this fucking loser. But isn't like, he puts dog whistles in every part of his video. You do have to, I have to make a case beforehand, before I show the examples, that this is kind of what he wants. He wants somebody to go out there and make themselves look a little bit like a fool when calling out this anti-Semitic dog whistles. But there are ways to get around that. It's not one single example. It's a totality of examples that shows that this man is anti-Semitic. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys so much for the likes and the subs. We will be getting started here soon, probably in about 5 minutes. Let's see, is there any other breaking news? Not really. It's seeming it's almost inevitable that the United States forces are going to put boots on the ground. Which obviously I think that's very, very heartbreaking. We're getting stoned. A nicotine buzz. That's what I call a nicotine buzz. We call it stoned, right guys? Yeah. Someday we will level up the goal. Don't worry about that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can switch over. We can switch over. Anyways, in terms of gaming, excuse me, we've got a pretty decent stronghold on all of the horrors spilling out of that void. So that's something we really need to defend against, and we're doing a decent job. But we could always do better. We could always do better. In terms of other mentions, or what else is going on? It seems there are some very foolish cavalry here thinking they can take on my very obviously heavily fortified. They've noticed a chink, but I don't think that's nearly the chink in armor that they think it is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is what a chink in armor is. It's not a slur, okay? What else are you supposed to say there? A flaw in the armor? I guess that would work. Wokeism. The death of a nation, folks. I'm joking. Everything was good until the woke came along. Ruined it for me. Everything was nice and fine until the woke came along and ruined everything. Freaking woke. I hate woke. Anyways, not really much going on in the news today. Kind of a light news day as we've been getting. I mean, light in comparison, you know what I mean? Light in comparison to what the normal would be. I'm tempted to send a contingent from this city to go deal with them. I think that's what we're gonna do. Hey, what's up, Bill? Good to see you, man. We do have to cover something Bill told me about. I believe it was Jake Lang got arrested for being a PDF file. Who would have guessed? Let me actually bring that up. Jake Lang arrested. Jake Lang has been arrested multiple times in recent months for various incidents. Most recent, he was charged with threatening Metro Police. Was he arrested? I thought that's what you said. Oh, hold on. I've got some lot of days lately when Oh no, that is very heartbreaking. Sorry, I just got some bad news. Okay, so he was just caught in a pedophile sting. Oh, it was a sting by online pet. No way. No way. Is there video of this? Is there video of this? Jesse on fire. Well, he didn't get arrested, but he was caught in an online pedo sting. I do have some very somber news that I was just given, but I will tell you guys that later. In fact, they were right-wing pedo hunters. Oh, shit. Okay, so who do we want to watch here? Probably... I mean, I think we'll just go Jesse on fire. Oh, well, hold on. Jesse on fire kind of scares me. No offense, Jesse. Coach D? Do we trust Coach D more? No, Coach D scares me too. Jake Lang. Pedo. There we go. The MAGA Whisperer. Jake Lang is a pedo. Jake Lang DMs 15-year-old girls? Oh, that's fucking disgusting. Eric Zane. I don't know who that is. 23 views? 19 views? Who's this guy? Who's Eric Zane? Let's check him out. Well, he's monetized. So that's a good sign. Bulwark did a video on it. Bet. Bulwark. Let's go. Wait, is this the right one? Did I click the right one? Scandals don't mean anything with Jake Tapper, Bulwark podcast. No, that's not it. My bad. It's 1 year ago. Go to the Bulwark here. Videos. The ad says fuck Trump. The ad says fuck Trump. Megyn Kelly declares war on Ben Shapiro. Is this the sickest? Is it the sickest MAGA segment yet or scandal yet? No, I don't have a membership to. I don't have a membership. God bless you, Bill. You're a blessing. Someday I will be paying Bill. If I ever make it big, Bill's making it big
Hey
with
everybody,
me.
it's me, Sam Stein, managing editor of the Bull.
If I ever make it big, Bill is making it big with me, ladies and gentlemen. I would be nowhere near where I am without Bill. Nowhere near where I am without Bill. I'd be crying and pissing and shitting myself.
It's me, Sam Stein, managing editor of the Bulwark. I'm joined by
Okay, just so you guys know. Just so you guys know, I would just be a big baby crying and pissing myself had it not been for our resident mod, Bill Clockwell.
The rest of them, here we go. Tim Miller, Will Summer. It's Friday afternoon when we're taping this. I'm not drunk yet.
Me neither. I'm having a Coca-Cola.
Me too. This is not right. We're here to talk about Will's latest, the most depraved one yet. Felt like I needed a shower after editing.
I was hoping for more laughs. I do have to tell you. I got a.
Did I leave the PC on since last night's stream? Hey, you listen here. Yeah, I have. I indeed have. I'm very irresponsible with my laptop. Probably not good.
A note from Sam yesterday. And he's like, we got to do a trio video tomorrow.
Someday, I already know I will find some way somehow if this computer wastes away, I'll be coming to you guys, don't you worry. Some way, somehow. That's just what we do out here, dude. Whether it be by phone, oneth by phone, twoeth by sea type deal. Need to reset the RAM every once in a while. Okay, well I'll turn her off tonight then. The issue is I listen to raining videos, okay? I'm like a little child that needs his rain videos.
On Will's newsletter. And so I was opening it this morning. I was like ready for a...
Hold on, before they get into it. You want to know my absolute... Here's the key to falling asleep at night, guys. All right, you put on a nice rain video. It doesn't really matter where it's from as long as it's not that just couple seconds repeating every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Okay, you got to find a good rain video. So that's the first step. Now you might think, "Oh, it's fine." No. Need a comfy bed. Obviously. But the third thing you're going to need is a conspiracy theory video. Now, it could be talking about the Anunnaki. It could be talking about how the CIA is trying to put chips in our brain. It was hard for me to sleep last night without my usual biblical scholar textual analysis drama. Ooh, you can download more RAM. How do you download more dedicated RAM? That's a great question. Dude, how much dedicated... Okay, I can't... Whoa! Whoa, what happened, Bill? Was that a misfire? Whoa. You got him, not SBC. What are you doing? No. No, I'm joking.
For a chuckle.
As long as you didn't ban him.
And I started to read it, and I was like, woof.
It's not funny.
This is dark.
It's a dark chuckle. It's a dark chuckle.
It's a dark chuckle. All right, Will, what is it? Why don't you tell the viewers what's going on here?
Sure. So this is a story about Jake Lang, a rising up and coming hate monger in America. He makes a lot of the guys we talk about look like, real wokies. This is a guy who was a J6 rioter. He was wielding a baseball bat. He emerges from that. He kind of travels the country, whipping up hate against Jews, Muslims. And he was really in the news last weekend because he was doing a rally outside of Zohran Mamdani's, the mayoral mansion. And then some, people allegedly threw a bomb at him who were inspired by ISIS. Fortunately, it didn't.
That
go
happened.
off.
I don't think we need to allegedly that. Yeah, that happened, right?
Yes.
Oh, we need to allege the inspiration by ISIS, but
Okay,
yes,
good.
the bomb was thrown. Yes.
Yeah, so the bomb was thrown, and this obviously really sort of elevated his profile on the right. But in record time, his image has been, I was going to say tarnished. It's obviously very tarnished.
I don't know how you would download RAM. You could convert HDD space in RAM. I think the way you do it is you go on to www.ramdownload.com and you ignore all the ads. They're just there to provide you some good products, but that's not what we're here for right now. You click on the big letters that say more RAM. Now what's important is you're going to see that a couple times. Some of those are just ads though. You really, really want to pay attention for the one that has the parentheses around it. So if you look for that, then you click that. Now it's going to download a couple files. Now some of those files you can just ignore. The one you're going to be looking for is the ones in big letters saying more RAM. And you're going to want to open that file up, and you should be good. They should be able to guide you after that.
Tarnished already, but he's kind of had his downfall.
Now, did he bring a pig to the rally because he was trying to make fun of Muslims and
he
Jews
brought
and stuff?
a goat. He brought a goat.
Okay.
There was a previous incident involving a pig. This time he brought a live goat.
Yeah, you do have to delete System 32 before that. Luckily, I've done this a couple times on this computer, so I think I've maxed out on my RAM. But you're gonna want to try to do that, guys.
And it kind of, to be frank, I don't think it worked very. He was trying to kind of make a point about some vile thing about sex with goats.
So it's a goat fucking joke.
Exactly. But at one point, the van opened up and he was kind of hunched over the goat. So it sort of looked like, and he was sort of like, close the door.
Now, I just got to say before we start, Jake Lang is a raging anti-Semite who also happens to be Jewish. His mom's Jewish.
Interesting. A bit of a self-hater. That's interesting. Okay,
So I find that all very odd and self-hating.
So it's a mommy issues story here.
There's many issues. There would be a lot for Freud to chew on over here. So Jake Lang, as Will notes, gets caught in a classic To Catch a Predator squeeze here. If you people don't know To Catch a Predator, I don't think it's
Scott Hansen.
No.
Yeah, it would be those things where
I
the
gotta
guy.
tell you,
Scott
did you
Hansen-
watch the documentary?
No.
So there's a new documentary about Scott Hansen and To Catch a Predator, and
Chris Hansen.
Shit, Chris Hansen, whatever.
Same
I was gonna
difference.
say we can fix it in post, but just make me look like an idiot. Thank you, Will. Chris Hansen. We'll keep it. Chris Hansen. There's a documentary, and you're about to learn why I didn't get the name right. Because it was the weekend. Husband's like, this is some good nostalgia. Like, it's something from our childhood, To Catch a Predator. Let's turn on the documentary. I made it 3 minutes. I had forgotten how just horrible and depraved and grotesque it was. It was these men and the whole.
Some disgusting shit, dude. It's crazy that it was kind of like everyday TV, because those people, they said some disgusting shit to those children.
Ugh. And the whole
Well,
thing.
The idea that they would broadcast that as a TV show is pretty, in retrospect, awful.
It's pretty fucking insane, dude. Yeah, looking back at it. If your system runs out of usable RAM, to start using your drive space as temporary RAM, but it is much slower. Interesting. Hey, I'm good on dedicated wham, I'm pretty sure.
You were just being like, "Hey, look at this sex predator,
No.
pedophilia who we just."
And then he
caught."
would do the thing where he is like, he'd be like, "You have a chance to leave right now if you want." And the guy's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." And then they go outside and be like, "Tackle him! Tackle him!" And then they're like interviewing the girls that had grown up that had been molested. I was like, every part of it, I was just like, no. I was like, give me love story. You know, something with a
I
happy
feel
ending.
that. Something
wait.
happy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No, not a happy ending on Love Story. I don't want to break the news about how Love Story ends to anyone who hasn't seen it yet, but he crashes. Anyway, so back to Jake Lang.
Whoa.
He's texting with someone who
I didn't know
I
that.
guess we don't know how the texts start from this, but can you explain who he's actually texting with?
Yeah, so he thinks basically Jake Lang got busted by To Catch the sort of the son of To Catch a Predator. There's this whole universe now of
Oh, okay. I was about to say the
Instagram,
sun.
you know, or social media pedophile hunters.
Not literally Chris Hansen's son. It's,
No, you're right.
Okay, cool.
Ideologically.
Okay.
Yeah. And they don't literally hunt the pedophiles like with guns. Like it's
No.
Well, sometimes they confront them in person, and sometimes
Okay.
they do beat them up.
That's not good. Don't beat people up. Just give them to the police, you know? Coordinate. If you want to be a pedophile hunter, you got to coordinate with the local police, guys. Oh, I was afraid my dude died. Thank God. But you gotta coordinate with the police, gang. You can't just Oh, he did die. But that's okay. He's immortal. Don't worry. Yeah, he's immortal. It doesn't matter. Enables recruitment. All right, sorry.
Or whatever. But anyways, this guy's named the Zerg, and he's like, you know, a young man with like a kind of a wispy mustache and a hoodie. And so he's posing as a 15-year-old and saying, "Oh, Jake Lang, I love you so much." And then he, you know, I will say Jake Lang does not, you know, send nudes or really like arrange a meetup with this young woman, or this teenager, what he believes to be, but he's very flirtatious, I guess, in a way that is you would not want to be with a 15-year-old when Jake Lang is 30.
Right. And he's texting this person who he thinks is, well, at first he's like, "What's your age?" And he says something that is so peculiar and specific. And he says, "How old are you, baby? Unless you are under 18, I don't care. Ha ha." And then this person who's pretending to be this underage
Whoa.
girl says,
What's up, Equal Playing? Good to see you, gang.
"I'm 15, LOL," and adds a picture of her clothed.
Ew.
Now, Jake Lang has just said 18 is his minimum. Okay. He's like, "Unless you're under 18, I'm fine. If you're over 18, I'm cool." And then he responds, "When do you turn 16?" So within like a couple
No
seconds,
way.
he's
setting a new floor.
downgraded his age to 16.
He's a poor
Like,
negotiator.
He's setting
yeah,
a
so
new
he
floor.
didn't even try. It was just like, "Yeah, actually, you know
Yeah.
what? That 18 thing, let's go to 16." And then this person responds, the Zerg responds in 6 months. And it doesn't end there. And it keeps going.
Can I
Bro,
ask?
it should have ended with "I'm 15." What the fuck, bro? Dude, there's some weird fuckers on the right. I don't know, man. There's some weird fuckers on the right, bro. That is just
Well, so how did this get out? Like this was like the Zerg published it, or like
The Zerg posted this on Instagram, sort of as
Zerg.
it seems like I've seen him go after other influencers before, not kind of right wing ones, but sort of like it seems like maybe he just kind of carpet bombs people with these and does like some sort of entrapment. So in his case, that he posted it, I think on Monday, and then it started circulating from there.
Well, we can play the video because the Zerg posted, we have the video of him talking about it. He takes almost particular delight in the fact that he's entrapped Jake here. So let's
I want to
play
play the video, but I just want a little
Sure.
bit more on the personnel.
You know what? That's something I can if you want to fucking be happy about catching predators, go ahead, man. You can be happy about that. I'm cool with that. Go right the fuck ahead. That can be, you know what? That can be your hobby if you want. Whoa, that was sick.
Realities. Because I feel like I'm Sam in this case. Usually in the trio videos, like Will really knows everybody's backstory, where they went to high school. I know the gist, and Sam knows nothing. I've never heard of the Zerg. I really have barely followed Jake Lang just because he's like so.
Zerg? Isn't Zerg, a Buzz Lightyear? Isn't Zerg a Buzz Lightyear name? Or am I tripping on that, gang? I'm pretty sure Zerg is a Buzz Lightyear, is the Buzz Lightyear villain, isn't he? It's Zerg, right?
So cartoonishly racist and awful, that it's just like, why care about this person? They're just so sick. But so why, if the Zerg himself is a
Starcraft,
right-wing
gotcha.
pedophile hunter, why did that person target Jake Lang? Can you explain
Zerg
that
is
before we
in
watch the video?
StarCraft.
Yes,
Okay,
and we'll get
gotcha.
into this, but basically,
Hey, I never played StarCraft or anything like that. Unfortunately, it just wasn't part of my age range, but shout out. Now this could be a problem. This might be a problem. I just got to see how this rolls. Actually, I think we'll be fine. As long as my damn elephant doesn't set my dude on fire. Damn, they the big guys. Oh yeah. Rainbow armor. Whoa.
Jake Lang alleges that I should say Nick
Emperor Zerg
Fuentes
is
and
the Buzz Lightyear villain. Let's fucking go! I knew it. It's Emperor Zerg. Is this a psyop, ladies and gentlemen? Are they actually trying to normalize the Emperor of, Dude, it's been so long since I watched Toy Story. I have no idea what the lore of Buzz Lightyear is. Sorry.
Brightburst hate Jake Lang because they see him as unoptical.
He's putting a bad face on their ideology.
Exactly, or they say he's a federal plant.
He's also part Jewish. He's part Jewish.
Oh, yeah.
That might be an issue,
That
yeah.
too. And so the Zergs
One more
told me
high
he's
class.
Who knew the word Zerg would be a generation divide? Yeah, I know. That's insane. I had a feeling. Once I heard it, I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure that's from. Whoa, how much longer are we going to be asleep for? Our boys need our help.
White supremacy.
He said, well, I like Nick Fuentes. This was not a Groyper operation, but I think perhaps, there are people on the far right who see Jake Lang as sort of a comical figure to mess around with.
Okay, let's play the Zerg breaking this case wide open.
So they were talking about the march and how he wanted her to be at the march in Texas. And he said that I have too many DMs, text me, baby. So she sent her number.
Whoa.
And let's see what he said on text. She says, how old are you, by the way? He
This
said, I
music.
just turned 30, honey. What are you doing up so late, young lady?
Wow, that is fucking disgusting. Whoa, bro. Yeah, that gave me like an internal fucking gut. What are you doing, young lady? Ew, bro. That's fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. That is fucking gross. Ew, dude. Why did you say it like that? That just made my fucking insides like melt. That made me feel fucking icky hearing that. Ugh. What are you doing today, young lady? Ugh. Do not call her that, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy's a PDF file. Straight up. Don't be called fucking young lady. Ew, bro. Ew.
Then tells Jake, I might be too young for you. And he says, how old are you, baby? Unless you are under 18.
Just, bro, why would... Oh. Why, man?
I don't care. Then she says, I'm 15. LOLO. Now, keep in mind, at this point, what you should do is you should block the girl or just not.
You should have blocked her fucking... Bro, if you have any inkling that that person is actually a child, then you should fucking block her. What the fuck?
talk to her. But let's see what Jake says next. He asks her, when do you turn 16? And she says, in 6 months. And then says, I won't get you in trouble if that's what you are worried about. And
Wordy?
he likes that message. And then asks, what state do you live in? Question mark. I can't see you till you're 16.
Yeah, I always start my game with, how old are you, baby? As long as you are 18, I don't care. Yeah, that's a great way to start off the conversation. What a weirdo, bro. What a weirdo.
He really relished that.
The aesthetic, I get it.
Young lady, I can't get past that shit, bro. That is foul. That is fucking next level, like, creep shit, bro.
You know, I'm not the target market for a right-wing groiper pedophile hunter content, but you know, he's
If you're
got a
not
little
the right
flair.
target for that, then there's not much of an audience.
Yeah, he's
Come
got.
on.
I don't know. He's got a lot of flair. That guy.
When he's saying, baby,
Berserk.
baby.
Yeah.
I loved how he said LOLO. The second one I think has to do with Lang kind of defending himself. So let's not go to the second one yet. Let's talk about what happens when Lang is confronted with this, because he makes a very audacious move.
Mm.
He goes and he tries to explain himself to another catch a predator guy. Like,
No way.
why
Yeah.
did he choose the
This guy is a fucking idiot. Dude, Jake Lang is a fucking dumbass. Oh my god. We live in a society.
of all the people to choose to explain yourself to, someone else in the game of catching a predator would not be my top choice. It's like that guy also is invested in catching you, but he decided to do that. So, well, explain this. Also, why are there multiple to catch a predator people on the right?
Oh, it's a universe out there, Sam. I mean, I think there's hundreds of them. Now, this guy's named Alex Rosen. He is
Also Jewish. Like no. Well, again, if you're thinking about people to go to for help, if you're the anti-Semite who has had issues.
That's funny. Yeah, that's probably not the best guy to go to, eh? If you're a giant anti-Semite and you're trying to, yeah, probably not the best. Guys, these people are such crooks. Like the entire right, they've got some. They've always got something, dude. They're always doing some shit that's just like blatantly evil. Am I off on that? Like, come on, dude.
Who's being caught flirting with a 15-year-old, I don't know if you should go to a Jewish predator hunter.
It's the worst choice possible. Of all the people, the guy who's going to hate me because I'm an anti-Semite also is invested in catching predators like me. That's the guy I'm going to go to. It makes no sense. All right, go. Sorry, go.
so his name is I Fight for Kids online. And he's like a really notorious figure. He's always mixing it up with people. Like I was aware of him. I wasn't aware of the Zerg before this. And so basically Jake Lang hits him up and he says, like, bro, it wasn't like that. I was just recruiting girls for a bikinis and burqas protest I was going to do where you know young women were going to wear bikinis and burqas. And once I found out she was 15, I
By
said,
the way, I'm compiling a video for you to play whenever a MAGA chatter asks for Trump chat. He's 30, not even like 24. Oh, shout out, Bill. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, he's a fucking creep, bro.
Like, don't do it.
Speechless. Is there any evidence that there was a bikinis and burqa protest in the works?
Not that's been released, no. I mean, and you know, Alex Rosen this whole time is going, "Oh yeah, bro, tell me more, man, tell me more." And, you know, he's both throwing it all up online.
So Rosen does what, of course, he was going to do, which he gives it all this recording to the Zerg. And then the Zerg decides to put up a second part of the series, which he titled Jake Lang Files Part 2 Siren Emoji. And he blows up Jake Lang all over again.
I've got whole entire teams of people messaging people, and we were going to do a big burqa bikini march I had announced for February. Like, you know, you shouldn't even be anywhere near this thing until you're like of the legal age to even be around adults. So anyway,
right. I mean, what?
You know, and that's where it ended. Like as soon as I said that, when I said I can't see you,
Oh, this person is
that's the last
so
message.
dumb.
That's
Right. Have you like shared your password with anybody or given that out to people before?
I don't think so. Why?
So your team DMs girls and asks for their number and then says, I have too many DMs, text only, sweetie. So that's like a normal way for your team to DM girls, huh? Or is it normal for your team to text them saying, did you see me get freaking lynched, babe? Good to hear from you. And I'm sure this is normal for your team to say too, right?
Okay, I think Zerg's got him. This seems
think
open and
he's
shut to
cooked
me.
here.
Should the trio be doing our pedophile hunting content in tank tops like that? Which is interesting. The sartorial choice was notable for me.
Of all the things to focus on.
The legal
I
age
feel
of consent is 6 for MAGA by royal decree. That is true. That is true. Yeah, Trump announced that. If you guys didn't get that firmware update, it's now 6. We've went to, and you know it's close, like 16. There's a 6 in there, so they got there.
I feel like Lang really gave himself out here.
This isn't CSI Miami type episode that we're dealing with here. I'm running out of kind of commentary. It's a pretty open and shut case.
Well, okay, so it leads me to the question of like, what's the reaction been? Because we ended this, so we ended the story where it's like, okay, yeah, you got him. He's pretty much cooked on this one. Now, since then, he did go on Laura Loomer's podcast, as you noted, where they talked both about being white and Jewish, which it always comes back to the freaking Jews. But has there been any other fallout since then?
Well, Jake Lang's organization, Americans Against Islamification, has disavowed him. You know, this came out.
Whoa, that is brutal. They disavowed him. Damn, it's over. I think it might be over for Jake. I think it might be over when you figure out most libertarians just get mad about age of consent laws. Oh, dude. I know. Oh, trust me. I know. They really want to change them age of consent laws, man. They're very upset about them. It really, dude, it's crazy how they come down to that. How it really does come down to age of consent laws half of the time.
Right as our newsletter was coming out, you know, he's been banished. So now he can't even hang out with the Crusaders anymore.
Talk to me about the Americans Against Islamification. What's that?
There's not a lot that I know about them, to be frank. I mean, they are sort of a shadowy group. I think they're kind of a Jake Lang front group that is like a handful of
So his
other
own
guys.
front group has disavowed him.
You got to watch
Yes.
this video. They cut a video.
You can see from the production values that this is, you know, not the most credible organization.
This is Wayne's World basement filming type stuff here. Let's play this stupid video where they disavow Jake Lang.
My co-founder, Jake Lang,
No.
was caught in a pyramid trap set by a sex decoy company or a sex decoy account to catch predators. I cannot confirm the authenticity or the intentions behind Jake's messages. I can, however, confirm the authenticity And until further notice, Jake Lang, American Crusader, has been suspended from all of our organizations until a pending an internal investigation opened up by my team.
Now, Tim, you're the comms pro here.
What is that? Like, what? What was that filmed on?
I don't know.
Well, right, because it almost looks like it's like a Zoom backdrop or something, right? Because if you look at the podium, unless his body just like tapers, right? Like, shouldn't his legs be visible?
Is that a real? What? This is like a North Korea. What is this? And as the Americans again, the font on that is that actually on the flag? Did they deface?
I'm more
the
interested in the
flag?
paneling. What's that wood paneling that he's in?
Dude,
front
he
of?
really does look like he's at like this looks like an ISIS hostage video. Oh, maybe they're doing something. Okay, I see what they're doing, guys. And I don't blame the Bulwark for not quite understanding, because this is some high level IQ stuff. So my comment about the Jews keeps getting removed. Well, I have no moderation on, but YouTube's watching out for the Jews. Shout out, man. You know what? I'm cool with that. Anyways, there's a high level thing going on here, right? So essentially what they're doing is they're trying to recreate the ISIS hostage videos from the early and late 2000s and 2010s. And I see what he's doing, right? He is it's very high level stuff, so I understand not understanding it, but it's basically art is what I would say. It's basically art.
Could this be in America? Wow.
This is the stuff that Will deals with on a regular basis. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know what to make of
I'm
this.
speechless.
I'm a little bit surprised that it took this turn. I don't know if there's anything else to add. This is truly like bottom of the barrel.
I mean, I
stuff
guess
right
I'll
here.
say this. I'm shocked by the integrity of the Americans against Islamification. I don't support their mission at all. We're a pluralistic society. I respect everyone of every faith in this country. It's the fundamental American value. So
Right.
they're very wrong in their mission. But, you
Gotta
they're
give them
showing
that.
more integrity than the Republican senators did when Donald Trump admitted to grabbing women by the pussy. So something to be
Oh,
said for that.
true.
Well, Tim, I wouldn't be so
Something
fast. to-
that vid really does have clan level production value. It really does. I see it. They're doing something artful here, guys. He's doing something artful. Wait for it. Oh, is there more to it?
say that because later in the video they say they still love Jake and he's
Nah.
only temporarily suspended.
Okay.
So, and they hope to
That
welcome
sounds
him
right.
back.
That sounds right.
I'm eager to see their next broadcast.
Yep. Never mind. That's how my hope goes from max to zero. We still love him, We still love him. Yeah, he got caught being a giant pedophile, but we still like him, guys. Yeah, like if I were own an organization and I find out you're a pedophile, that's not a temp ban. That is a banned for life, and guards beat you up at the door. That's what that is. It's not oh, you can come back in 2 weeks, my friend. I feel like the Overton window on this has shifted. I don't know. It seems like it was a lot more accepted back in the day, but Nowadays, fuck no. At least not where I'm at. Temp ban until he's out of the spotlight. He'll get over it. Yeah, it's just he's battling demons right now, guys. You gotta give him space. That's so gross, bro. Let's see if they have any more to say.
Let's switch gears a little bit here to something only slightly more elevated.
All right, got you. Well, Jake Lang now has been caught for being a PDF file, so get excited. But I mean, he hasn't been banned from anything. Looks like he's still going to be accepted in many movements that he's involved in, so I don't know. If I knew you were a PDF file, if I knew you had text like that with minors, out of here. You know? It's gross. Like, I'm sorry. Anyways. Cut it out. Jenny Shapiro, or Janine, loses it in an unhinged meltdown. All right, let's watch that.
Oh, cut it out. Do you know how many convictions we've got? Cut it out. You're in one lane. We have cleaned up this city.
Cut it out. This is why you purity testing leftists always lose? What do you mean? I don't purity test leftists. Please, MAGA, stop thinking of the children.
Historic? Really? I'll tell you what's...
Oh, this is why you purity test... Okay, my bad. I thought it was... Yeah.
Historic? What's historic is that I prosecute everything other than 10% of the cases, where the United States attorney before me didn't prosecute 67% of the cases. That's what's historic. I'm willing to take a not guilty. I'm willing to take a no true bill, because I'll take all the crimes and put them in.
I'm willing to take a not guilty. Thank you. That's good. Dude, she looks angry. Oh, okay, I get it now. My bad. My brain's still activating, man. It takes a while.
Thank you.
6'7". Dude, for real! Dude, 6'7".
You're watching The Legal Breakdown, Glenn. That was Janine Pirro.
Dude, I want to see that. I want to watch that full. Janine Pirro press conference today. Why is she so angry? Why is she so angry? You know you can be happy, lady. You know what she needs? She really does need a little sign above her toilet or in her bathroom that says, "Choose kindness." She really does, man. Here, maybe I can help her out. Maybe I can help her out. Sign, yeah. I think we might be able to help her out, guys. Now, don't lie. These are some killer signs. Ooh, that one might be the killer. That one might be the killer, but hold on. Oh, hold on. We can... Oh, that one's a good one, too. All right. I think honestly, though, we could just go simple. Oh, yes. That one's perfect. That one is the winner. Congratulations. Oh, wait a minute. That's not at all. That's very frustrating that that just happened. Well, guys, take a look. This is a choose kindness, laugh often. Anyways, here, I know what I'll do. I'll just do a little something like this. This. And finally, touchdown. All right. Then we go over to, hold on, did my game stop? Oh yeah. Then we go over here. And I think this will actually really help Janine Shapiro. So she needs a stop drinking sign. Amen. Alright, I think right there will work. Be brave, choose sobriety. Oh, that one's good too. Well, she looks angry, so, you know, I don't want to anger her even more with her. Is she wearing a choker?
Just the numbers, right? Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
All right, remember, Janine. Remember throughout, choose kindness. Be as nice as you can. I believe in you. I believe in you. If you can do this, then you can definitely get a martini afterwards.
All right.
I think you're allowed to do that.
So, I'm here to speak about the decision that has been rendered in the case involving the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. Now,
Yeah, how does it feel, loser?
the American public is fed up with public monies that seem to go into a black hole, especially in D.C., where no one is held accountable. One of the age-old tools that all prosecutors have to investigate any crime, including cost overruns, is a grand jury subpoena. Today, however, in Washington, an activist judge has taken that tool.
An activist judge. That's not very nice. Janine. Why are you implying all of her positions are just from a place of activism and not her actual feelings?
Tool away from us by inserting himself and preventing the grand jury from even obtaining, let alone hearing evidence. He has neutered the grand jury's ability to investigate crime. As a result, Jerome Powell today is now bathed in immunity, preventing.
Yeah, get fucked. Get fucked, loser. Loser. For real, though. Like, I'm glad this fucking kangaroo court. No, it wasn't really a kangaroo court, but I'm glad that it didn't come to fruition.
My office from investigating the Federal Reserve. This is wrong, and it is without legal authority. In June of 2025, Jerome Powell testified before the Senate Banking
Who is she to say who has legal authority and not the judge?
Committee, making, quote, questionable statements that did not comport with publicly available documents. And that was regarding the atrocious cost overrun of more than $1 billion. I didn't say million.
1 billion.
I said billion. In
Whoa.
renovations to his headquarters. This from the man who says that he is the steward of our public funds. In November, the United States Attorney's Office began an inquiry. Prosecutors from my office gathered information for months before we served 2 grand jury subpoenas. On December 19th, we sent an email to the Federal Reserve to have a conversation, a meeting, or even a phone call to discuss our concerns. There was no response. On December 29th, we sent an email to have a conversation, a meeting, or even a phone call to discuss our concerns. Again, we were ignored. We, in fact, asked to meet the first week in January. We were ignored. It was at that point that 2 grand jury subpoenas were issued to the Federal Reserve, not even to Jerome Powell. Again, no response, no compliance, but instead a woe is me video by Mr. Powell falsely claiming that he was being threatened with criminal indictment. And claiming victim status, Powell proceeds to call his political friends in D.C. and around the world to gin up support for himself, all the while refusing to produce simple documents. Now enter local District Court Judge James Boasberg, whose written decision on its face makes clear his antipathy toward President Trump and this administration. He quashes both subpoenas, thereby prohibiting us from reviewing any records and precluding us from submitting records to the grand jury. That grand jury, of course, comprised of ordinary people. Ladies and gentlemen, no one is above the law. But for the first time, a judge is ruling that a grand jury subpoena, on its face legal in all regards, can be ignored because a judge thinks the subject is beyond reproach. This is a decision that is untethered to the law. It creates chaos where any defendant who wishes to evade an investigation, guilty or not, can allege I'm a victim, I'm being targeted, and therefore you cannot investigate me. And if you find the right judge, he'll buy it. This is the antithesis of American justice. Exonerating anyone without any records, without an investigation or question is not how our criminal justice system works. This judge has put himself at the entrance door to the grand jury, slamming that door shut, irrespective of the legal process, and thus preventing the grand jury from doing the work that it does. So what is the law? What is the law?
Sorry, had to send some very. I'll probably announce it tomorrow.
According to the United States Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, certainly higher than the court that Boasberg is on, a grand jury, every grand jury, has broad discretion to, quote, investigate merely on suspicion that the law is being violated, merely on suspicion the law is being violated, or because it wants assurance that the law is not being violated. In fact, the court says a grand jury may act on tips and rumors. Right here are the cases and the citations from the highest court in the land. And yet this judge is shockingly requiring the government to show something akin to probable cause, and those are his words, probable cause, in order to justify the issuance of a grand jury subpoena. Folks, probable cause is not and never has been the standard that prosecutors in this country need in order to go into a grand jury. This is not and has never been the law of the land.
I don't know about that one. I
And
think
so,
she might be
this decision
tapping a
today by
little
Judge
there.
Boasberg runs directly afoul of our highest court's admonition that courts and judges must not and cannot saddle grand juries with mini trials and preliminary showings that impede a prosecutor's investigation.
What are
and
the
thus
quotation? Mini trials and preliminary showing. Huh. She's such a
frustrate the
child,
public's
dude.
interest in the fair and expeditious administration of justice. No one, folks, is above
This is our top this is our top official. Think about
the
that.
law. And this outrageous decision will be appealed by the United States Department of Justice. Go ahead, sir.
Do you think that your office's failure to attempt to prosecute 6 members of Congress happened?
I'm not here to talk about 6 members of Congress. I'm
Oh no, Janine, you're soying out. This is, you know, in the debates we call this a soy out. You know why? No, you're about to
here
see.
to talk about the fact that the grand jury has a job. They look at evidence. They decide whether they want to indict. If they don't indict, so be it. And if you want to know what the judge thinks, go ask him. Next question.
Can I get your reaction to statements from Senator Tom Tillis, who you know has been blocking and vowed to continue blocking?
You know, honestly, I don't know and I don't care, and I'll tell you why.
I don't know and I don't care. Well, you fucking should, lady.
I am in a legal lane. All of the rest is white noise. I don't care what they say. I have a job. I have the ability to go into a grand jury. There are questions that the American public and people in D.C. are entitled to know where $1 billion has gone. And
A billion. Well, my friend, it looks like we're spending about, I know we're about 15 billion has gone. Like, for real, why do we give a fuck about, like, Jerome Powell? Yeah, things can go into overtime and things cost balloon, but Jesus Christ, way to be tone deaf.
that's my focus.
But he is asking for an assurance that the investigation into Powell has this has ended it. Are you willing to concede?
Did you hear what I just said? I just said that this decision will be appealed by the United States Department of Justice. That's the answer to your question. We're looking at 1001, and we're also looking at a statute having to do with fraud, but it's up to the grand jury to make that decision. We're $1 billion over in cost overruns. Are you kidding? $1 billion? We're not talking about huge buildings here. Go ahead.
Kevin Bush is Trump's pick, though, President Trump.
I don't even know who he is.
So isn't this just essentially holding up President Trump's pick or any forthcoming picks since Senator Tillis said he will not vote?
Okay. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm going to try. I've been a prosecutor, a judge, a DA, and now a United States attorney for well over 3 decades. Politics is not the lane.
That is such bullshit, dude. Politics, she wants to come out here. Politics is not the lane. But meanwhile, she's doing a political persecution. This is bullshit, dude.
I'm in right now. And I have a charge and an oath to the Constitution. And my job is to present evidence, and I can do so when I can merely on the suspicion that the law is being violated, or even just because I
Damn, I was hoping that would continue.
want assurance that it's not.
I was hoping like Forbes put on a meme or something. Would have made it a lot more interesting.
I'm not in those lanes, and I will not allow myself or my staff to be in those lanes. And that's why we brought crime down in this jurisdiction. We are focused on the law. We're focused on the people
I thought
of
it
the
was
district.
the National Guard. What? Whoa, Janine Pirro. Whoa, now. Did you... I thought it was because of the National Guard. Which one is it, Janine? Can't be both.
We are not focused on politics. Go ahead.
Said that you, quote, promptly complied, unquote, with President Trump's apparent direction to prosecute Powell. Can you just state for the public record, how did you have the idea or, the impetus to start this inquiry?
First of all, he's totally wrong in his assessment of the dates, and that's why we're doing a motion to reconsider, because he got his dates wrong. And as far as I'm concerned, this was something that was of public interest. It was something that the Senate Banking Committee wanted information on. And
it wasn't. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, this isn't politics, but it was in the public's interest.
Within my jurisdiction and my charge. But I want to tell you a story.
Okay.
When I was a young prosecutor, I was one of the first people to investigate child abuse as a crime. Everyone thought it was a social problem.
Bro, shut the fuck up about this. What did she just say, by the way? Listen to what she just said.
First people to investigate child abuse as a
One of the first people to investigate child abuse. Is that true? 30 years. So in the 90s, child abuse was seen as okay? I don't think so, friend. Wow. The first woman to investigate child abuse, ladies and gentlemen. The first woman to ever investigate child abuse. No way. That is a crazy claim. I'm making that a meme. Hold on, guys. The first woman to investigate child abuse. Wow, that's brave. Dare I say that is revolutionary. The first woman, can you believe that? The first woman to investigate child abuse, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause. Dude, that's big. That's big, guys. Think about it. She was the very first woman to ever investigate child abuse. I'm going to name it the first woman to investigate child abuse. There we go. That's huge. No wonder Donald Trump picked her. No wonder. I mean, imagine being the first person to investigate. That's huge, man. Hold on. And she said the first woman to investigate child abuse as well. She's breaking boundaries left and right. What a progressive queen, honestly. Hold on, this might take a minute to boot to make. So while I'm doing this, let's put on some music. Just some nice little light music. But let me open up Paint real quick. What? Yeah, I know. What a glass ceiling to break. By the way, you need more descriptive titles. Yeah, I know. I was just kind of lazy. I can read. I'll rename it real quick. But I was just kind of feeling lazy today. Reacting to the first woman to investigate child abuse. Jake Lang. Well, we already talked about that. Let's see. Plus Iran War update, something like that. Yeah, we can do that. War. I mean, I just can't believe it. She is the very first woman to ever investigate child abuse. That's huge. That's huge, dude. You know, Some Dumb said it. What a glass ceiling to break. What a glass ceiling to break, honestly, folks. I mean, can you imagine how hard it must have been to investigate child abuse as a woman? It's a real big glass ceiling, honestly. Alright, don't worry, it's booting up, guys. I've got a special version of MS Paint that I think is a little bit better. Here, I'll share my screen. Sorry about that, guys. I feel like I'm losing viewership. That's okay. That's okay. Anyways, let's go to window capture. Need to get this scene set up anyways. Because I'm gonna be doing a community day here soon, gamers, so look out for that. Actually very excited for it. A little bit higher, probably there. Yes. Get rid of this. All right. I'm a big fan of MS Paint. Well, you should download paint.net. It provides a much better service. Because they kind of removed things on MS Paint that I liked on the newer versions. So it's a much better service, and it supports true transparency. So shout out. So we really need, what are we gonna do here? I think we need to, I mean, honestly, just some big text would be pretty devastating, I feel. Nice 72 there. Nice 72 there. She said first woman, but it felt like first person in general. We can do that. We can do first person to ever investigate. Oh, don't worry. We'll actually, let's redo the, yeah, we can redo the text after. First person. We gotta make it bigger. How did last night go? I had to bounce. I got a little emotional towards the end, just talking about Israel and Palestine. But besides that, it went very well. Hey, I'm a sensitive guy, you know what I mean? But I can say that and be proud of it. First person? Damn, she's the first person too. Alright, first we have to highlight all this and... Oh, fuck, I forgot. I can't do that. I have to... One moment, gang. It's a little finicky. I'll give it to him. And it needs to be Comic Sans, I feel. That really accentuates something. It adds something, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel it adds something that really wasn't there beforehand. And then we need to do the outline. This is very interesting, I'm sure of it. Size metric. One moment, gang. We've ran into some issues. Nothing I can't figure out, though. Anyway, shout out to the music. We love the music. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going about this all wrong. One moment. I think I'm actually going about this all wrong. I don't really need MS Paint for this. We can do this on OBS, my friend. We can do this on OBS. Don't worry. Now, you have to wonder, when is it time to wrap it up on the meme? And I think it's coming close. So if we don't get this done ASAP, we're gonna have to leave the island. But don't worry, I believe in it. So what's going on with her? Well, she's the first woman to ever investigate child abuse. The first person to ever investigate child abuse. So we just want to give her some credit. Yeah. There. Put it down here. No, a little bit up, a little bit up. Right there. I have no idea how to edit photo in Photoshop. I'm pretty bad at it myself. SBC, or not SBC, some dumb. I'm feeling cap with that. You know, I believe it. She's a real fighter. She's a real fighter. Hold on, we got some good shit going on here. I've got an amazing idea. Okay, I can't... This isn't meme edit hour with Cabe. This is, news and politics and some other stuff. But before I do, I mean, come on, I have to add some, you know, I can't let this go. First woman to invest. Oh no, it's not woman. First person to investigate investigate child abuse. All right, and then we center a line. We obviously have to center a line. Obviously. Alignment center. There we go. There we go. Outline. Is she 3,000 years old? I believe so, actually. I do believe she's a demon. She sold her soul to protect the children, actually. She actually sold her soul. It's kind of like a Hell Rider situation. If you guys kind of know what I'm saying. It's like a Hell Riders, like a Hell Rider situation. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I don't watch comics. Alright, there we go. Right there. That is beautiful. That's what we were looking for. Truthfully. And honestly, give her props, guys. The first person to investigate child abuse. What a hero. The first person to ever investigate child abuse. Am I talking about Ghost Rider? Yeah, I am. Listen, I am not very wise right now. I'll be honest. I'll give it to my brain's a little fried, not gonna lie. Bravo, I agree. One sec. I do have to adjust the image though. Just real quick, guys. It'll be lickety split. Just so the back doesn't clash so hard. Just so it doesn't clash so hard. Probably. What can I say? I'm a bit of an artiste, guys. I'm a bit of an artiste. You're in awe at the big first. Yeah, pretty speechless right now, guys. Could you imagine being the first person to ever investigate child abuse? That's huge. Yeah, the brain cells were lost finding this out, but I mean, she's like the first. She was, you know, let's be fair. She was the first woman to ever investigate child abuse. I think that's pretty huge. We got to give her credit there, guys. Let's hear it again for the people in back.
When I was a young prosecutor, I was one of the first people to investigate child abuse.
Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. You're talking to a hero right now. I hope you realize.
Crime. Everyone thought it was a social problem and not a criminal justice problem. The kids are better off with their parents. There was an organization.
Bro, listen to how stupid that is. So police were in the 90s, police were just letting kids. No, my friend, that did not happen. That did not happen. I'm sorry to say, but that did not happen. You were not the what does that even mean? Let's go back.
As a young prosecutor, I was one of the first people to investigate child abuse.
What does that mean? One of the first people to investigate child abuse. What does that even fucking mean, dude? You know, I gotta say, when I was, guys, when I was young, When I was young, I was one of the first people. Like, what does that even mean? How can you make that claim?
Crime. Everyone thought it was a social problem.
No, dude, that's not how that works. Bro, what? That doesn't make any sense. That makes 0 sense to me. Maybe I'm a big dumb idiot, guys. Who knows?
Problem. The kids are better off with their parents. There was an organization, and that organization didn't have a very good reputation. And it was one of the societies that was out there trying to prevent cruelty to children.
Are you talking about CPS? Okay, let's go off.
I set up a relationship where they would bring me cases. And people were outraged that I would deal with this organization. And my answer to them 30, 40 years ago, I'll deal with the devil. I'll take a case from the devil. If you can give me information that will lead me to possibly find a crime. It doesn't matter where a case comes from. It doesn't matter. I can have a suspicion. I can read the newspaper. I can just want to make sure he did.
Maybe since she didn't see investigations, I sent you the video. Bet. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what Bill has put together for us. See this video without the MSNB. Okay. War Day 5. Oh, got you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, Bill. So is this about the kind of objectives type deal? Hell yeah, bro. I really appreciate this. Thank you, my friend.
Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I haven't seen it, and I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they had more.
So they have some Tomahawks, and now we go here. And what happened to the Tomahawks?
Look, nobody has the technology or the weapons that we have, and the Patriots are an example of it. We have the Tomahawks. We have the Patriots. We have stuff that nobody's ever been able to produce, and they can't produce it like us. So we'll see how it all goes, Brian. I mean, it's going very well. We're way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, dude. The reasoning, like, I don't feel like this is that. It's not that hard to see what happened. Like, we had bad intel, and we shouldn't have acted on it if we didn't know 100% that it wasn't going to be the target we were looking for. Yeah, it's already been investigated. I don't know why these they feel the need to defend, like, it makes no sense. Yeah, direct contradiction, days apart, dude. I'm gonna bring this up tomorrow or tonight. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. We have things like nobody could produce. What a loser. Anyways, if you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help out the channel.
Didn't commit a crime. So don't make the judge is wrong on his dates. He is wrong. That's why we're not only appealing, we're making a motion to reconsider. Okay, I want to say one more thing, and I think it's important that you guys hear this from me. There's another way of looking at this. And
okay, this is important. Hey, when the first person to ever investigate child abuse starts talking, I sit down.
that is that It's not just the public being fed up with this stuff. It's the fact that what we've got are grand jurors who are supposed to hear this, and they haven't been able to hear any of this because
you
someone
said
has
that.
decided that they're not entitled to hear this. Can you take this? Thanks. This process has been arbitrarily
Holy
undermined
shit. Turn your phone off, Janine. Turn your phone off.
by an activist judge.
Wow.
We have a process. We
I
have
think
been
you already said that once or twice, actually.
asking for information about a matter that has raised questions in many people's minds. Senate banking, the public, the papers, it doesn't matter. So give me the information so I can assess it. Give me the information so the grand jury, comprised of regular Americans, can say, there's nothing here. And I'll accept it the way I accept other cases. Okay? Whatever it is, we'll abide by it. What we don't accept is a judge standing in front of the door of a grand jury blocking our access, a role that has never been envisioned, a role that will now be used by other defense attorneys around the country, who's going to come in with a client and say, oh, my client is being targeted, don't you dare go in the grand jury. A judge says, yes, the guy's bathed and washed in immunity, and you can't go after him.
Well, why don't you contend with that? That's what a judge said, dude. Like that, the judge is overrules you. You realize that, right? Like the judge overrules you. You can't come out here and start bitching and whining. Sorry. I realized I was talking about a woman, and that is not good wording to use while talking about a woman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm woke, and I apologize. Crying and whining about how they didn't agree with you. I'm sorry.
Process should have been allowed to run its course, and it wasn't. And shame on them. Oh, cut it out. Do you know how many convictions we've got? Cut
And
it out.
now, this is the freak out. This is the freak out.
Wasn't. And shame on them. Oh, cut it out. Do you know how many convictions we've got? Cut it out. You're in one line.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Stop.
We have cleaned up this city. Yeah, historic, really? I'll tell you what's historic. What's historic is that I prosecute everything other than 10% of the cases, where the United States attorney before me didn't prosecute 67% of the cases.
6'7". 6'7", guys. Wow, 6'7".
That's what's historic. I'm willing to take a not guilty. I'm willing to take a no true bill, because I'll take all the crimes and put them in. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all the time we have.
That was a soy out, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, she engaged in a soy out. Well, what else do we got popping in the news? Let's check the AP, see what's going on. See what's going on in the world. Iran threatens UAE ports as war enters its third week. Let's take a look. This is a picture. A man stands atop a rubble as smoke. This is Beirut. Oh, wow. Iran told people to evacuate 3 key ports in the United Arab Emirates, claiming the U.S. is using the facilities to launch strikes on Iran. It's the first time Tehran has openly threatened non-U.S. assets in neighboring countries, in a neighboring country during the war, even as its drones and missiles have targeted civilian airports and oil fields. Yep, doesn't seem like, the guy yesterday was so sure that we would have Iran surrendering in no time. And now look, doesn't look like they're even close to surrendering. As a matter of fact, it looks like they're farther apart than ever. Well, that's interesting. Must be a hiccup though. That's a sign that they're actually about to surrender, right? U.S. strikes Karg Island. The Karg Island has been a very big point of contention and potentially where we're going to send our Marines, which is just horrifying. And this is what I'm talking about. U.S. military buildup. A U.S. official said 2,500 additional Marines and an amphibious assault ship are being sent to the Middle East as the fighting intensifies. This is horrifying. This is disgusting and just disgusting. And our number of U.S. service members lost is 13. So, but Trump said he's reaching out. Yeah, I know, right? Trump's the one reaching out. That doesn't show that we are that's not a good sign, you know, that we're reaching out and they're not being receptive towards that. Iranians grapple with whether to flee the country because of the war. Wow, this is not good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Not good at all. And it seems like it's just going to get even more intense as more people, as more U.S. service members are drawn into it. Yeah, this is just heartbreaking. But remember, guys, we're the good guys right here. We are the good guys. Yeah, totally. Let's I do want to hear some more updates here. So let's listen to MS Now.
Foreign Minister Arakshi, thank you so much for your time this morning, sir. I wanted to start with the news overnight that the U.S. has carried out a military strike on Harg Island. The President of the United States said that for reasons of decency, I have chosen not to wipe out all the oil infrastructure on the island. However, should Iran or anyone else do anything to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, I will immediately reconsider this decision. Let me start by asking you about what has happened on Harg Island and what is Iran's response to these strikes.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I think our armed forces have already answered that they would retaliate if our oil and energy infrastructure are attacked. And they will attack any energy infrastructure in the region which belongs to an American company or an American company is a shareholder. So the reaction would be clear. Last night, they have attacked Harg Island and Abu Musa Island with, the artillery rocket system, HIMARS as they call it, which is a low-range rockets. And they have done it from the soil of our neighbors. And this is crystal clear that now they are using the territory of our neighbors to attack us by these kind of, rockets. And this is absolutely
Which neighbors, sir?
Well, the last night attacks were tracked by our forces, and now it is clear that they are fired from UAE, from two locations in the UAE, from in Ras Al Khaimah, and from a location very close to the city of Dubai. And it is very, dangerous that they use highly populated areas to launch, rockets against us. We would certainly retaliate, but we try to be careful. Not
so
to
it's all free game, yeah.
Is there any sign that Iran is prepared to allow passage of the Strait of Hormuz? Will the Strait of Hormuz remain closed so long as this war continues?
Well, as a matter of fact, the Strait of Hormuz is open. It is only closed to the tankers and ships belong to our enemies, to those who are attacking us and their allies. Others are free to pass. Of course, many of them prefer not because of their security concerns. This has nothing to do with us. And at the same time, there are many tankers and ships who are passing through the Strait of Hormuz. And I can say that the strait is not closed, but it is only closed to American, Israeli, ships and tankers, and not to others.
We know that Iran has elected a new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. He has not been seen yet in public, though he did issue a statement yesterday. I'm sure you have heard the comments from the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who has said that he claimed the supreme leader is wounded and likely disfigured. What is the status of the supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei?
Well, they have made so many claims like this. Yesterday, they said that all Iranian authorities are in the bunkers, but at the same time, the whole world saw our president, the Speaker of Parliament, everybody, the Secretary of our National Security Council, everybody was in the street among the people who demonstrated. So there are lots of accusations like that. They will see soon, I guess, that there is no problem with the new supreme leader. He sent his message yesterday, and he will perform his duties. He is performing his duties according to the Constitution, and he will continue to do that. I think by now it should have been clear, and it should have been known for everybody, that our system is very well rooted in the society. The Islamic Republic is a system which is not dependent on any individual or any group of people. It is well established. It's a very well established political structure, and deep state is doing its functions, is functioning, and everything is in place. So they shouldn't have any hope for anything to happen to the individuals. That the system is working. It worked properly after the assassination of and martyrdom of our supreme leader. You saw that nothing happened and everything remained in order, and still everything is under control.
I wanted to ask you about the war strategy from an Iranian perspective. Can you tell us right now, as you know, there has been reporting that both Russia and China are providing targeting intelligence to Iran to target either U.S. positions, facilities, infrastructure across the region. Can you confirm or deny whether Russia or China is providing military support and intelligence to Iran?
Well, Russia and China are our strategic partners, and we have had close cooperation in the past, which still continues, and that includes military cooperation as well.
Oh, great.
I'm not going into any details of that.
Isn't that great, guys? Isn't that exciting? We have China and Russia now joining the war in different facets. I'm excited. That's exciting, guys. We're doing great.
Cooperation with these two countries, politically, economically, even militarily. To say once again that this is not our war. This is an imposed war against us. We didn't start this war. It was an unprovoked, unwarranted, illegal act of aggression against us, and we are only defending ourselves, and we continue to defend ourselves as much as it takes and as long as it takes in order to end this war in a way that it won't be repeated in the future.
As you probably saw, the United Nations this week, UN Security Council passed a resolution condemning your attacks on your Arab neighbors. It received 130 co-sponsors, which is a very significant number. Your close
it's not a
allies,
real
just said,
world war, it's a world
Russia and
conflict.
China, they didn't veto that. They abstained from it, but they didn't veto it and allowed the resolution to pass. Do you think the global community has spoken clearly about the way Iran has conducted this war on its Arab neighbors with condemnation and calling on it to stop?
I was wondering.
The Security Council is suffering from the lack of justice in its decisions and resolutions it makes. How is it possible that the Security Council condemned us for defending ourselves and is not condemning the United States and Israel who started this aggression? So if they want to have a just, full decision or resolution which can work, they should consider all aspects of any event. We are under attack. It was the United States and Israel who started this war. They deserve to be condemned, not us. What we are doing is, and this is why that so many countries have become hopeless about the role of the Security Council, including the United States, who has decided to go for its own board of people, even for the United States. The Council votes, politically and based on the interests of certain countries, and not based on realities, based on justice.
You do acknowledge, though, that Iran is targeting civilian targets across the Gulf countries, right? Because, I've spoken to officials across the region, and many of the targets that have been hit are clearly civilian buildings. Why is Iran targeting civilian buildings and airports and commercial ports in Gulf countries that made clear they are not involved in these attacks against your country?
No, it is clear that we are attacked from, unfortunately, their territories, from American bases and American military installations in the territory of the Persian Gulf countries. And this is very unfortunate. What we are doing as an act of self-defense is to targeting American bases, American installations, American assets, and American interests, which are unfortunately located in the territory of our neighbors. Just as an example, 2 days ago, the United States attacked one of our, banks. They are doing, they are attacking our, cities and our and civilian targets. They attacked a school in Mina. It is very well known for the whole world. They have attacked some hospitals. Two days ago, they attacked a bank of Iran. A building belongs to a bank, and so we decided to retaliate in kind with the building into cities around us. So what we are doing is only the principle of an eye for an eye, which is very well known.
Let me ask you really quickly about the negotiations before the war started. Do you believe Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were good faith negotiators conveying accurate information back to the White House about Iran's position during these negotiations? There's been some reports that you shouted at Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, that you threatened that you had enriched uranium to make 11 nuclear weapons. I want you to set the record straight on those negotiations in the final days before the war.
Well, I don't know what they have conveyed to their boss. What I know is that on 26 February, when we met in Geneva, we were able to make a good progress. As Omani Foreign Minister, the intermediator, said it was a significant progress. And before he posted his tweet, he read it to both delegations, and both delegations accepted that, yes, this is the right, the right saying about what we have made today. Significant progress. This is what we were able to do it on 26 February. Well, the things which are said by U.S. interlocutors, I do understand why they are saying those things. They want to justify an unjustifiable act of aggression. So they are trying to make some excuses for themselves. I never said that we are going to make bombs. I said that we have 440 kilos of 60% enriched material, and that was not a secret. That is what is mentioned in the reports of the IAEA. So I said that, look, this is mentioned in the report. This, if enriched more, can be good enough for 10 bombs, as your own experts claims. So we are ready to give them up, to give them away. We are ready to dilute them, to downblend them into lower degrees. And by saying that, I wanted to say that the concession that we are making is really big. But how they have interpreted that, I don't know. Maybe because the lack of enough knowledge, maybe because of their intentions to justify, as I said, the act of aggression, which cannot be justified. I hope that the true story of what happened on 26 February in Geneva would become known to the people soon.
Mr. Foreign Minister, thank you so much for your time.
A deal. That is the reality.
Mr. Foreign Minister, thank you so much for your time. We're out of time. We certainly appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Getting a little... We're just getting interrupted there. Must have been something going down. Anyways... Well, let me look around, see if there's any more news today. Let's check the White House, see what the White House has to say for themselves. Let's watch this press. Whoa, Donald.
So the situation in Iran is going very well. A lot of big hits today, a lot of big wins today, as you probably have heard militarily.
A lot of big wins.
And I think it's going very well, and it's a very good control. We'll see what's happening with the Straits. They continue to try and sabotage their own country in the Middle East, but it's been very, very strong militarily.
President, what's your message to voters who may be concerned about the potential for rising gas prices?
Well, I think your gas prices, as soon as that's over, are going to come tumbling down along with everything else. I think it's going to be, you're going to see a very big decrease in the price of gasoline, gas, anything having to do with energy as soon as this is ended. But we had to end the nuclear threat in the Middle East and throughout the world, and we will have done that.
Yep, just declaring victory
surrender.
again.
And what does that mean to you, sir? It means very simply that we are in a position of dominance that nobody's ever seen before. And whether or not they're able to say the words or whether or not they're able to even fight, their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, most of their military is gone, their big threat is gone in every way. They have no radar, they have no anti-aircraft weapons, for the most part weapons, and for indefinitely they have no way of determining what they call visibility. So just about everything is gone, and you'll see that. But today we've had
It's all
some very,
gone,
very big
guys.
hits, very powerful hits.
Mr. President, when will the Navy start escorting tankers through the Straits of Hormuz?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Have
just
you spoken
about.
to Chinese President Xi about the Iran war?
And we're discussing a couple of different things with him. Not only that, but other things.
President, on the SAVE Act, if Leader Thune cannot whip up the Republican support to either nuke the filibuster, reopen the government and pass the SAVE Act, or somehow...
It's called the Save America Act.
Right, sir. Do you think, if Leader Thune can't accomplish that, do you think Senate needs
Called
a new
the
leader?
Save America.
It's certainly a very popular
Friend.
thing. I don't think there's ever been a bill that's more popular than the Save America Act. It's voter ID. It's proof of citizenship. It's things that are so popular. No men and women sports. No transgender mutilization of our children. So many different things. It's so good. No running around with a mail-in ballot
Now
nonsense
that
that's gone
is
on for so long that
affecting
no
people's
other
lives,
country
ladies
does.
and
No other country. We're going to clean up our elections. I don't think I've ever been involved in anything that's had the support of the Save America Act. So we'll see what happens.
How regularly are you speaking with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and are your objectives the same in terms of ending the war?
They might be a little different, I guess. You know, they're a different country than we are. But he will tell you there's never been a
Might
power
be
like
a
the power
little
of the United
different.
States. I built our military in my first term, continue to do so. But I built our military and rebuilt it. It was in bad shape, just like the wall, just like the border, just like everything else in our country. It was all in bad shape. But I rebuilt the military in my first term, and we're using it in this term to, you know, really for the sake of good, for the sake of peace, and for the sake of safety and good.
Daily? Do you speak with Netanyahu daily?
How long now do you think the war is likely to last?
I can't tell you that. I mean, I have my own idea, but what good does it do? It'll be as long as it's necessary.
As
They've been
long as
decimated.
it's
The country's
necessary.
in bad shape. The
Wow.
whole thing is collapsing. If you read some of the fake news, it's like, oh, they're doing wonderfully. They're not doing wonderfully. They're doing the opposite. They're doing as bad as you can.
They're
have. I
doing
would say
the
this,
opposite of
I won't give
wonderfully.
you time, but we're way ahead of
Horribly.
Can you comment on
way ahead of schedule.
Did Putin make an offer to you this week that he would be willing to send in troops to take the uranium and store it?
I can't talk to you about
Sir,
that.
there's posts about Claudia Sheinbaum refusing your help in Mexico. What's your plan with Mexico?
Well, she should not have refused my help. I offered to get rid of the cartels in Mexico, and for some reason she doesn't want to do that. I like her very much,
For
but
some
she should get
reason.
rid of the cartels because the cartels are, whether we like it or not, the cartels are running Mexico. We can't have that. Thank you.
The cartels are running Mexico, guys. Road to Liberty Valley Forge? What the fuck is that? Well, First Lady participate in Women's History Month event. Wow. Just wow. Dark Money Influencer Group offers $1,500 for post attacking Dem candidate. Wow. Let's look at this.
On Tuesday, a bunch of races will be on the
This
primary
is
ballot in Illinois,
interesting.
including a crowded race in a safe Democratic district in Chicago's northern suburbs, where Jan Schakowsky is retiring, the state's 9th congressional district. There are 3 candidates who are sort of the main candidates, top of the polls, in the Democratic race to replace Schakowsky. And dark money groups have poured millions of dollars into this one race, including super PACs backed by AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Now, MS Now has exclusive reporting that finds that one dark money group is offering to pay influencers $1,500 from an undisclosed source to post content attacking one of the top Democratic candidates. Brandy Zarazny broke the story. She's a senior enterprise reporter for MS Now, and she joins me now. All right, so walk me through what you found.
Okay, so a couple nights ago, this influencer with about 100,000 followers, they call her micro-influencers, right? There's tons of people like this. She gets an email from this guy, Matt Anthes, and he works at this company called Advocators. And so he says, hey, you want to be in part of this campaign? I'm going to give you $1,500. All you have to do is post one post on TikTok and Instagram, and the post has to be basically trashing Abu Ghazala.
Kat Abu Ghazala, who's one of those 3 candidates,
That's right.
And is, I think, you know, a progressive. She has sort of like carved out a lane that would be in the sort of left lane of this primary, I think it's fair to
she's
say.
very online.
Yes.
She is an activist. She's at Broadview all the time. She's being indicted right now, which I know you covered on your show.
She worked at Media Matters. She covered online influencers.
Yeah, she is very much of the internet. And so this brief, he's like, here's the brief, because she's great. Amanda was great. She's like, well, show me the brief. Got the brief, and the brief said, you know, we're not asking you to endorse any candidate, which now makes them be able to flout FEC rules, right? So we're not asking you to do any candidate. We just want you to tell people to explore their options and not be swayed by any influencers, like Kat Abu Ghazala. Here are 6 things that you can say. Please highlight more than one. And so it's very like easily flouting the rules. So they have all this stuff that, you know, I sent to candidate Abu Ghazala, and she's like, this is slanderous. This is not true. These are false claims. And so Amanda said, no, thank you. You know, thank you, but no, thank you. When she tried to find out who it was. And again, this guy Matt said, well, it's this like really important Illinois organization. It's not an official organization, but they're very powerful. You'd know them if you saw them, and you'd like them. And he said that the company was called Democracy Unmuted. Now,
Can we show the website?
Oh, it's a great website.
This is Democracy. Now again, Democracy Unmuted is the source of the funds being channeled through this guy that's going out to pay influencers to not endorse a candidate, but to use talking points to attack one of the 3 candidates from an unknown source. Democracy Unmuted has an Illinois voter awareness campaign.
Yeah, and the website is it started 2 weeks ago. It's got like some big words, and it says democracy, fight, things like that. And then it's a crap website.
Right.
It's got a jot form at the bottom that goes to nowhere. I filled it out, and it's like thank you, and then nothing. It doesn't go to your email. I don't know what they did with my email now. I'm probably on a list, but so it's a crap website. And so she says no, but we checked it out and we did some searching, and it seems like some other influencers ended up taking that money. Oh, do you have it?
We do. So I'm going to show this. I think we have this is an influencer from Missouri who goes by the name The Woke Ginger.
Indeed.
He has a red hair, as you'll see, and here's what his video sounded like.
Your vote in the primary on March 17th will determine who represents you in Congress. And get this, there are 16 candidates running to replace Jan Schakowsky at the end of her term as she retires. So it's important to look past viral personalities and ask who is running and why.
So look past viral personalities, ask who running is from the memo, right? That I think we're.
Whoa, they found
We should note,
someone.
the Woke Ginger just posted something saying we have a message from the Woke Ginger saying that he's taking it down. It didn't meet his standards. He does not say that he was paid for this, but you can draw your own conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, I reached out to him yesterday after I saw it. I grabbed the video first from his page and then reached out to him and said, is this a video where you paid for it? And then he took it down immediately and said, you know, has a sorry message. He apologized to candidate Abu Ghazala, and he said, you know, it did not meet my standards. When I asked if he was paid, he said, I was not paid. And I said, wait, were you not offered money or were you not paid? And then he just didn't want to talk to me anymore. But he seems like a nice fellow with 1 million followers doing his thing.
Now, I just want to be clear here, like, we don't know who this came from. We still don't know. Like the way that dark money works is so insane and insidious. I want to show what the super PAC spending has been like for Illinois 9, which has been enormous. And there's been a ton of it. As you can see, I think it's like, $5 million total? No, almost 6. Laura Fine has been the beneficiary of like the most of that with Elect Chicago Women, which is super PAC aligned with AIPAC. They put a lot of money into the race on her behalf. Daniel Biss, you can see, has some money, but he's also been attacked by some of that super PAC, as has Kat Abu Ghazala. But the point is that we don't know anything. Like, this is not under FEC regulations, and we're just at the beginning of this kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, dark money has been around for a while, right? But like the amount of dark money that's happening right now is massive. And I think it's really important to pay attention to the online creator space because it's the place we're going to see this dark money go. The guy that runs this marketing firm, his big thing that he keeps touting on his websites is leveraging the power of AI. What does that mean? Okay, you're going to leverage micro-influencers and now you're leveraging the power of AI to do what?
Can I just say, I mean, two places that people get information right now, particularly between the ages of 18 and 35, is social media and ChatGPT. And ChatGPT announced they're taking ads. So it's like, buddy, I don't know, like there's going to be there's billions of dollars of dark money pouring into these races right now.
I don't think it's Israel. I think it's much more probably a conservative
the general election
group.
It's going to, like, who knows where it's going to go and why, and we can't track it. We don't know.
No, we don't know. And unless there's like campaign finance reform out the wazoo, which it doesn't seem like it's coming anytime soon.
Or you ferret it out and call it out at least.
100%. And that is the thing that I'm always hopeful for real people. But people like Amanda Informed that's going to come forward and say this isn't right and sort of peel back and show us how it's done. I think that's what we're going to have to rest on.
Yeah, nice work, Amanda, and nice work, Brandy Zadrozny. As good a reporter as you will find. This will not be the last one of these stories. I mean, this is not the last. This is the tip of the iceberg. Thank you.
Anyways, guys, I'm thinking I'm going to get out of here a little early. I don't think there's really much else to cover. And I got to get ready for the nightly streams. But I think I'll probably end it here. If that's cool with you guys. If that's okay. I think I'm going to head out a little early. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna start the music up and get on out of here. Like a dusty, we gotta go on our dusty road here, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta go on down to the range and get ready. But if you guys enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gets me boosted out there in the algorithm. Have a great day, gamers.